the more we do these type of events, the more it kind of raises the frequency of just being a good human being. And what I would just love to leave behind, you know, like a trail of love, really, just, you know, and just having people, just uniting people. Like I want people to say, hey, yeah, you know, this is my best friend, and we met because of, you know, this show or this actor named Casey Collins, whatever the case is, and just, you know, just have that kind of connectivity, you know, that sort of, that tissue that holds people together. So that's what I want to leave behind, if that, you know, makes any sense to you guys.
I always love the quote, "We make plans and God laughs," because I have found, I'm a real planner. I have my whole day book, and I have the pen with the 4 different colors, and everything in my life is color coordinated, and I used to make, we're talking like decade plans of everything that I would do, and I found that not only did those plans not generally come to fruition, but the things that happened were so much better. So, to be perfectly honest, I just really hope in 30 years to be fulfilled and to be surrounded by people whom I love and who love me, and to be actively playing a role in the world that makes it better. And whatever that is fine, whether it's acting or something else, another adventure. I love adventure, so that's fine by me. And the legacy that I would like to leave, I guess is small in the grand scale of our scheme of things, but a similar legacy that my father left with me when he passed away, and that was just one of really being present in the lives of the people who are important to me, and really loving and giving kindness and grace to everyone else.
That was a really beautiful answer. Can I just steal that one from you? I think we're very similar that way. I'm like, just have to have every second of life planned out, and it never pans out the way you think it is, which is the beauty of life. And I think the older I get, the more I realize that at the end of the day, nothing really matters except the people that you love and your family, and the people that you surround yourself with, and how you treat them and how they treat you, and just finding happiness in like every second of life, no matter what you're going through, what you're dealing with. So I think that's something that lately I've really been thinking about. So I don't know where I want to be in 30 years. I know I want to be happy. I know I want to be creatively satisfied, because without that, I just can't be sane. And I think the legacy that I'd like to leave behind, God, it's a hard question. You know what, I'm gonna have to think about this, Chris. Why don't you take this one? With this very dramatic music in the background. Just for you.
I want to be spearheading the cyborg movements as a volunteer on my marijuana grow-up, surrounded by my 100 genetically modified grandchildren, who are all learning to surf on the tsunamis that are coming in from the melted global polar caps, as I'm high riding my longboard with my metal limbs. An extra flotation device because I can't float anymore. Well, as far as a legacy, that's just like in the now. But before that, the legacy that I want to leave is
Surfing tsunamis, really?
It's gonna be crazy, man.
Non-fiction, right?
So much
Non-fiction.
Lots of dead dolphins. Just washing up on shore, dead dolphin barbecues every day.
Oh my God! to picture.
You already have a beautiful legacy in your son.
There we go, thanks. My legacy will be my child, Skylar, who will save the world from all of us idiots. I hope he watches this someday and goes, my dad was so weird. But I like the grow up idea, Dad. Can we do that? Anyway.
Thank you.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Hey, didn't quite get to ask this question on the panel yesterday. But first let me just kind of take a moment, and I hope you extend this to those of you that couldn't be here this moment. But I'd like to thank you for all the work that you put into telling a wonderfully entertaining story that, gives us the opportunity to think and, kind of enjoy the environment.
Thank you.
Finally, someone said it. Gosh, I've been waiting for that forever.
All right, I think
Time to go
here
home.
will agree it's a great show and it's a whole lot of fun.
Thank you.
Now, I am curious. You will have your own perspectives that are, obviously unique to you that we won't have about the show. Now, ideally, if we could kind of disclaimer this and keep this away from things that have already been exercised. I'm interested in anything that you think hasn't been tapped or isn't currently being tapped that could potentially be a powder keg as far as in the story, some kind of tension that's just kind of sitting there brewing under the surface. I'm looking to dodge spoilers, but I figure there may be something you're aware of.
There were a few things I felt could be developed specific to Tamsin, and in discussions with the writers coming back, actually they touched on all of them, so I'm excited to see, and I think you guys will be really excited to see, because there are things that some of you have talked about happen, and so I can't say anything, because I feel like if I say any of those things, then I'll give it away.
Go ahead, guys.
Well, we're dead, so I'm not sure what kind of tension.
I've always wanted the show to we're limited by budget, right? We're a small little Canadian show. We're very independent. And I always wish that we had a bit more of an international flair. Like if we could have actually shot abroad or brought in different elements. The thing that I really liked about season one that I didn't really think got, the story didn't manifest the way I think I would have liked to have seen it. Was really the conflict between the light and the dark and the balance that humanity hangs in between them. I would have liked to see the show get much bigger about just higher stakes of those two species, the Fae and the two, the light and the dark, and the human species about co-surviving. But unfortunately, we just. Sorry, I'm shivering up here. I'm so not used to
It's all the thought about
I don't have
development,
AC in my
right?
house, and I'm like, no, I spontaneously create some fur on my body. I'm looking at my genitals. Years of yoga.
Is that a little tight on you, Casey? I mean,
Yeah, my chest. This doesn't fit my chest.
weird, weird.
Sorry, it might have a big tear in it when I give it back to you.
That's fine.
Anyway, yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
I got cold and shivered. I want to see more heat on the show.
Yeah, I mean, like she said, we're dead, so.
I didn't want to hear that, but okay, thanks.
Sorry.
Yeah, anyhow. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. We're gonna answer fast.
Yes, and we can get through all of you.
Okay,
We have
thanks
half an hour
for
left or less.
all you've done. You guys have been awesome. You're like a wolf in Vex clothing today. I'm just going to say that. If you've been to all three panels, you've like taken over the Vex persona today. that you have said and you felt very adamant about, or in the future already done, that you like, I don't think my character would handle this way? Has there ever been some time where you just went to them and said, this doesn't feel right?
Absolutely.
I don't think.
Yeah.
And what would that have been?
Yeah. But I mean, what kind of answer are you looking for? Are you looking for the answer of, like, for instance, when that happens, we usually catch that right away and we deal with it after our table read. So it doesn't even really.
And usually the writers are very supportive.
The stage.
Yeah.
So go ahead. No.
No, I was just saying that it was the same thing. That,
Yeah.
And the writers, they listen. You know?
There's no like one specific thing. I think it happens not all the time, but there have been times over the years where we all have moments where we go, I just truly feel like maybe my character would react, this way, not this way. And like Chris said, everyone's very collaborative, and they know that we're very passionate, about our characters, and we just want true moments on the show between each other and with what happens. And, sorry, now I'm rambling.
At the end of the day, like, we've been doing these characters for 5 years, and a lot of our writers are, we have kind of rotating writers that come in and out. They're not always new. I mean, we have very few writers that have seniority now. And so we're kind of the authority on our characters at a certain point. I do remember I did get I actually had to say, no, I will not do that. And it became very ugly on set one time when someone wanted for a plot point for Dyson, it was actually on the rooftop, for Dyson to fall down trying to do something. And it was like, no, he's like supernatural, he can move super fast. And just for a little joke, they were like, no, Dyson should fall down here. And I was like, I had to stand up for Dyson and be like, no, he wouldn't fall down. He wouldn't just like trip on his own foot. It's not Dyson.
That's just Chris.
That's me. I
Tripped over his tail. Tripped over your tail. Tripped over your tail.
Tripped over my tail, right, yeah. But we can't afford real wolves on the show, so that's not gonna happen. It's really hard to get a wolf to slip on its tail.
But I mean, like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've experienced, okay, if we don't catch it at the table read is when we all sit down and we read the script together type of thing before we start the episode. And we work out the kinks. We want to hear how it sounds out loud. And if I don't catch something at the table read, a lot of the times it's because when you're at the table read, for me personally, I'm not really in the character. So, but when you're on set, and you're, and Casey Collins is now Hale, and I say something, and it doesn't feel right, that's fine, and it doesn't feel right, then it's like, then we can figure it out then. Because sometimes I don't even know if it's gonna be right until I do it, so, that's how it works.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being on.
Thanks for driving for 3 days to get here. There you go.
Spare some change, homes for the poor.
Rachel has not asked for it once. She's sleepless.
No, I'm good. I'm a bike.
She's super heated on love.
Hello.
Hi.
My name's Amanda Green. I've been here for all 3 panels now, and
You have a hamster?
I've been here for all 3 panels now.
Oh, thank you.
And you're obviously here because you're passionate about your craft, and we're passionate about the things you produce. However, we also know that you're also passionate about other things in your life. From the first panel, we know that Rachel's a huge Batman fan, and I'd like to know basically what are your great experiences both as fans of another item, such as Rachel's Batman fandom, and your experiences as the object of fandom, or as the people that are dealing with those that are passionate and interested in what you do and create. What were your best experiences or even your worst experiences?
All right.
While they talk, I'll start answering. We are so lucky. I know we say this all the time, but you guys are the reason we're here. You guys are the reason Lost Girl is one of the top 10 most downloaded shows in the world. You guys are the reason that you know, we have fans in Australia and Japan and Italy and like everywhere in the world. It's absolutely amazing. The community that you guys have created is very special, and we acknowledge it and we cherish it, and we cherish you guys and all the support that you give us. So receiving the fandom and getting to meet you guys and talk to you and just hear how the show affects you. I think, you know, we have these amazing jobs. We're so lucky we get to go to work and have fun and imagine and just have these amazing jobs. And I think we forget sometimes, or we just don't even realize how much what we do can affect somebody. And I think it's a really beautiful thing when, you know, we have people come up to us and say that Lost Girl has helped them through hard times. Lost Girl has inspired them to do something they never thought they would do. We take that very seriously, and so it's humbling, and we're very grateful, and the fact that it means so much to you guys is really cool. So being on the receiving end of it is amazing.
Yeah, and like even this weekend, it's been beautiful. Like some of you have shared stories with us about how Lost Girls helped you through some dark, like troubled times, and that's the greatest gift that we can ever ask Lost Girl to be. So thank you for bringing it back and showing us, because.
Which is strange, because I would expect it to get you in more trouble, not take you out of trouble. But thank you anyway.
Does that answer your question?
Well, it answered our first part, so...
And what was the second part?
Just like but you being a fan of someone.
Yeah.
Like how I met Adam West and like couldn't speak. Adam. What? Adam West.
Yeah.
And he was so excited. And he was nice.
You're like, what?
Adam West.
How about you guys?
But what is, what is the question?
What's been like, yeah, what's been like
a great
your
experience with someone you've been.
Hey, one at a time, thank you. Let's try that again. Now no one wants to speak.
What's up?
You're a fan. You're great.
Yeah, I met with him, and he was a real asshole. I was crushed, and then I started looking at us all's work, and I was like, yeah, you know, you actually suck, dude. And it was, you know, ever since then he hasn't worked that much, so. Well, I thought I'd make a new sound instead. Yeah, well, it's not. I've worked with a certain actor who I idolized, and when I met him, he was a total douche, so that's it.
What was that character on King of the Hill? What was his name again? The guy. Moonhauer. That's what you sounded like. You just sounded like Moonhauer. King of the Hill. Irvine D. Yeah. Anyway.
But anyway, there's a lot of questions still to go to, so.
Yes.
We have 10 minutes, so let's make it fast.
I'll make it super fast.
Awesome.
So first of all, I make my husband watch the show, and he's a bigger fan than I am. You're welcome. So, with all the supernatural elements of Lost Girl, have you guys ever found an interest in the paranormal, or have you ever had a paranormal experience?
I believe in all of that stuff, to be honest. I had an experience as a kid, but this is not a therapy session. I choose not to discuss it. But it's yeah, I've had an experience. Absolutely.
I believe in the paranormal. I believe in ghosts. I always wonder about, you know, what's out there in the universe and if we're alone or if we're not.
While I did go to Roswell to chase aliens, I don't actually believe in aliens. But I do believe in the paranormal. Although I have a healthy respect for it and keep my distance, because I don't think you should mess with it.
Yeah, I mean, in this vast and near infinite universe of almost infinite possibilities, and we experience time and reality on such a small plane, I think that